Hi. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. This is the one of the first videos of this channel, so please support me. Let's get started. The initial text makes reference to how in 1969, the U.S. Naval Force laid out a school for military pilots. It is authoritatively alluded to as Warrior Weapons School, however the enlisted people refer to it as Top Firearm. We see a few volunteers and Naval Force men on the boats where the pilots take off or make their profits. Skipper Pete Freethinker Mitchell, Tom Journey, rides his bike to a base where he is set for a scramjet flight exhibition, yet he is informed that Back Chief Naval Officer Chester Sledge Kane, Ed Harris, is en route to close the program down to divert reserves somewhere else. Not feeling prevented, Nonconformist takes the fly similarly as Kane shows up, and he flies it up high, taking it past its unique Mach 9 projection and hitting Mach 10, to the pleasure of the group. Be that as it may, Freethinker attempts to take it quicker and winds up destroying the stream, yet he figures out how to discharge in time. Kane reprimanded Dissident for his activities, however while he needs to have Nonconformist grounded, Kane rather illuminates him that he has been gotten back to Nas North Island by his previous opponent, partner, Naval Commander Tamais Mankazansky, Val Kilmer. Dissident heads to the base to meet Bad Habit Chief of Naval Operations Playmate Typhoon Simpson, Job Ham, and Back Chief Naval Officer Solomon Warlock Bates, Charles Parnell. Twister clarifies that he doesn't find a nonconformist anything ICE finds in him, yet he educates Freethinker regarding the main job. A rebel country is activity a uranium office, and nonconformists should train another gathering of enlisted people to figure out how to come to the base and bomb it. Dissident goes to a bar where he reunites with Penny Benjamin, Jennifer Connelly, an ex that he left some time prior, which irritated her chief naval officer father. She bears no relevance toward Dissident, however she winds up making him pay around for everybody at the bar. At similar bar, the new class of pilots are there to drink. Among them is superstar Jake Executioner Cirazon, Glenn Powell, who sees himself as the probably going to lead the new class. There is likewise Natasha Phoenix Follow, Monica Barbaro, Robert Sway Floyd, Louis Pullman, Ruben Compensation Fitch, Jay Ellis, and Mickey Fanboy Garcia, Danny Ramirez. Entering minutes after the fact is Bradley Chicken Bradshaw, Miles Teller, child of Freethinker's late dearest companion Goose. After Freethinker's card declines, Penny has Executioner and Recompense energetically toss Nonconformist out. Outside, Freethinker watches Chicken playing the piano and is helped to remember Goose, yet Nonconformist actually feels culpability over Goose's demise. Dissident later meets with the pilots to present himself and go over the mission. Since the office is found profound at the lower part of a gorge, Freethinker's arrangement to take it out includes having two planes obliterate the entry to the office prior to stirring things up around town itself. A portion of the pilots aren't installed, similar to Executioner. Chicken hates Freethinker since he pulled Chicken's application and slowed down his vocation by 4 years. Dissident then, at that point, happens with the dogfight practices with the pilots, flaunting his abilities to play with the more youthful team. The pilots that bomb their activities are compelled to do push-ups. Later on, Executioner finds Chicken's association with Freethinker. Dissident later meets with the pilots to present himself and go over the mission. Since the office is found profound at the lower part of a gorge, Freethinker's arrangement to take it out includes having two planes obliterate the entry to the office prior to stirring things up around town itself. A portion of the pilots aren't installed, similar to Executioner. Chicken hates Freethinker since he pulled Chicken's application and slowed down his vocation by 4 years. Dissident then, at that point, happens with the dogfight practices with the pilots, flaunting his abilities to play with the more youthful team. The pilots that bomb their activities are compelled to do push-ups. Later on, Executioner finds Chicken's association with Freethinker. In the following round of activities, Nonconformist clears up for the pilots about how they might lose oxygen and awareness assuming they fly too high, help them to remember how high and low they should go when they do their central goal. During the activity, Chicken is displayed to use a more careful methodology in his flying. Executioner raises Freethinker's fellowship with Goose, which incites Chicken into almost going after Executioner. However, different pilots split them up. Ice demands Freethinker go visit him. He is experiencing throat malignant growth and can fundamentally convey through a PC. Nonconformist communicates his anxiety over working with Chicken, expecting that something will happen to him like with Goose. Ice lets him know he should work intimately with Chicken, and he figures out how to address Nonconformist and let him know that the youthful pilots need him more than he understands. Typhoon ventures out onto the runway to observe that no one is there. He tracks down that Nonconformist brought the pilots over to the ocean side to play football as a holding exercise, which seems to work since they're having a good time. Freethinker later goes out with Penny and tells her that he pulled Chicken's application since his mom requested that Nonconformist take care of him before she died. The pilots then, at that point, go through a preparation exercise to strike the objective at a specific height and in a specific measure of time. Everybody neglects to finish the job depending on the situation, with Phoenix expecting to launch before her stream crashes. Nonconformist rebukes Chicken for how he handles his activity, prompting them squabbling about Freethinker ruining Chicken's flying profession. They are intruded on when Warlock comes in to illuminate them that Ice has kicked the bucket. A burial service is held for him days after the fact, with Freethinker, Penny, and different pilots in participation. Twister chooses to take over educational obligations from Freethinker. At the point when he proposes an elective arrangement, different pilots appear to address him. Outside, the radars recognize Nonconformist flying his flight to finish the activity, where he can fire at the objective and the ground barely in time, dazzling every one of the pilots, including Executioner. The mission is done, with Nonconformist picking Chicken as his partner, and being joined by Executioner, Phoenix, Fanboy, Restitution, and Weave. They fly toward the office, with their close-by plane-carrying warship terminating long-range weapons at the base to annihilate the runway, causing foe planes to scramble back toward the objective. They figure out how to send off the rocket and obliterate the office, yet the foe sends more pilots after them. The pilots begin to fly back, yet Dissident's fly is taken shots at, making him crash. Chicken pivots and goes to save Freethinker. A chopper starts discharging at Dissident while he is walking, yet Chicken destroys it, not long before his own stream is killed, yet he figures out how to launch himself in time. Dissident and Chicken rejoin and devise an arrangement to leave. They spot a F-14 Tomcat and assume command over it. They begin to take off and are sought after by foe jets, prompting a dogfight. Albeit Nonconformist figures out how to take two of them out with projectiles and flares. They run out of weaponry similarly as a third stream comes their direction. Chicken is additionally unfit to launch himself, so the two acknowledge that they are going to kick the bucket until Executioner comes through and annihilates the last fly. Dissident and Chicken successfully return to the transporter, where their group salutes them. Chicken and Executioner have a freshly discovered regard for each other, while Chicken glances at Freethinker the same way his dad checked him out. Chicken aids Freethinker work on a P-51 horse in Nonconformist's overhang. Penny appears, and Nonconformist takes her for a trip in his plane. Chicken puts down a photograph of himself and Nonconformist right close to a more established photograph of Freethinker,